Hi guys, in this episode of Radio K, I am pretty excited to be getting into August D's new comeback album, D-Day. And since there's quite a few songs in this album, you're obviously gonna have to split it in two. With the songs that we are gonna be checking out in this album, in this first part of the reaction being D-Day, Her featuring J-Hope, SDL, and Amygdala. And for those of you who didn't check out my reaction to the title track, Hagium, like, why didn't you, first of all? But second, long story short, I am somewhat disappointed with that song. I still think it's decently enjoyable and I like it, like it's still very decent Suga song. But I definitely don't like it as much as his previous song, Dechita. I don't like it as much as his collaboration with Psy called Dab Dat. Nor do I like it anywhere near as much as Jimin's solo debut, which surprised me with how much I actually loved it and how much it actually fit with my favorite kind of music. So it just felt like a disappointment compared to all of those releases, if you want to call it. But I'm hoping that somewhere amongst the songs in this album there is going to be some stuff that I'm actually going to end up enjoying. Potentially more than the title track, because I feel like the title track was just kind of like not really unique enough, not really varied enough. It felt kind of generic-ish in some ways. So I'm hoping there's going to be something among these songs that is going to be a little bit more interesting like that. And honestly, even if there's nothing that I end up really loving, I think it's still going to be fun to be checking out all of these songs, because you never know. And Suga is such a good creator of music that I owe him basically to check out his music, with how much I've enjoyed his rapping and his music in general. Even if his B-sides are not necessarily something that I listen to much, but still. We have quite a few songs to get into, so without further ado, let's start it off with the song D-Day in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one seems to be starting off like what I would have expected the title track to start off. I already like this more than a title track, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's the kind of rapping that I love from my boy. I do appreciate the extended amount or increased amount of English in this song. It's pretty cool. I think it would have been interesting to have a song from him fully in English, because Jimin did that. I think Set Me Free was fully in English, or at least very, like, almost half of the song was in English. I don't remember. So I guess he's doing something similar with this. Funny enough, the English parts of the song are honestly my favorite part. I think that's the best part of the song. Because like I definitely find it more enjoyable than the title track of this album, but it's still not perfect. Okay, not bad. Not bad beginning for the album. It gives me hope that the rest of it is potentially going to be even more enjoyable for me, because this was honestly really fun and honestly kind of different compared to both the title track and the pre-release track featuring IU. So far, of the 3 songs associated with this album that I've checked out, they are all completely different. That's kind of an interesting thing, but yeah, I definitely find this more enjoyable than the title track. That is for sure the case. But I still mostly enjoy the English parts of this song. Like the rapping, I do definitely also find it more enjoyable than the rapping in the title track. But I feel like there's still a lot of parts of the rapping which just kind of don't feel like they kind of go anywhere, for lack of a better term. That's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. Like, as I'm listening to it, I don't really feel like the rapping is leading me to like a culminating point. It just feels like it's kind of taking me nowhere, you know? It just feels like some of the rapping is kind of aimless and just kind of there, which is not a good sign, but I still think it's a good song, you know? Because I say that it's not a good sign because it usually kind of gives off the vibe that the song is more of a filler, or the album or the release in general was a little bit more of a filler rather than something that had a lot of like passion prepared for it, that was ready to like pour out and be made into these songs. And it just makes it feel more like, okay, I gotta write this song, so what lyric can I use this? Okay, this sounds kind of poetic, let's just put it in the song, you know? There's a difference between those two vibes, and I don't really like that filler vibe that it kind of gives off a little bit, but it's still better than the title track in that regard as well, so it's a pass in my eyes, you know? And yeah, because we have so many songs to check out, I'm not gonna be checking out any of these songs twice unless it really blows me away and I really want to have fun with it, so I want to listen to it again. So, with just this one listen for this song, I think I'm going to give it a solid 8.7 out of 10. Considering I gave the title track an 8.4, I think this is a fair rating because I definitely enjoyed this more. I found it more fun, I found it more energetic, and there was also rapping that was more akin to what I usually enjoy coming from Suga, so yeah, this is a pass in my book. Though, again, I don't really know how much I'm actually gonna end up listening to any of these songs outside of the reaction. If there's any of these songs which actually turn out to be like substantially better than the rest, those are probably gonna be the ones that I'm gonna be end up listening to. But if all of them are kind of this level of quality, I'll probably not end up really listening to any of them, because for some reason, with the way my brain works, I just tend to listen to the songs that are just kind of the best, even out of the best songs that I already put on my playlist only. So, yeah, I don't know. So, I guess next, let's get into the next song, Huff featuring J-Hope in 3, 2, 1. Love the swearing in BTS solo songs that we're getting. Jimin swore, which is honestly kind of surprising. Suga swearing is kind of expected, but still appreciated, you know? Okay, I love the rapping and the lyrics in this one. These are pretty good. Okay, we're definitely getting better and better with each release. There's definitely a lot of thought and a lot of emotion in the lyrics of this one. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, whatever you have, no matter what you know, no matter what you make, no matter what you live, you know, I feel like his rapping has kind of improved, honestly. I haven't really been listening to his solo stuff, so that might be something we should check out in one of the next videos. Because it feels like he's definitely gotten better, and his English pronunciation is also better. Okay, definitely the best song of this album so far. The most notable thing about this song for me that kind of tells me the quality of it and shows the quality of it is that unlike the last song, which still has some weaker parts where I feel like the rapping wasn't really going anywhere, this one actually doesn't have that. And that's what I mean when I say that it feels like there's a lot of thought and effort put into an emotion put into the lyrics of this song, because there isn't a single moment where I feel like the lyrics or the rapping is going nowhere. You know, there's always like a direction. There's always a purpose to every single line. And I love that. I love that from Suga. Whenever he does that, it just feels so satisfying to listen to. And that just makes the song feel that much more or impactful and that much better, because it feels like there's a purpose to it. And I love it, you know? There's like some actual like justified anger and fury in this song that I really, really like. It's very, very satisfying. Do I feel like it still could have gone a little bit harder and been a little bit more impactful? Yeah, I feel like the instrumental in particular could have been a little bit stronger and a little bit more energetic. Basically, if you combine this song and the previous song, is probably what the ultimate song of this album would be like for me. But yeah, I don't know. And I also want to say that I do actually surprisingly appreciate the feature by J-Hope in the song, because his style of rapping has never really been my thing. I haven't really enjoyed his voice either. He's not a bad rapper or anything. He's just been always kind of like my least favorite member, but he's seemingly, honestly, genuinely gotten better, and at least I've seemingly been enjoying him more. And I'm now curious to check out his solo stuff, because I know he released some solo stuff as well in recent months to a year. So I'm kind of curious to check it out. So if you guys want to see that, comment it down below and let me know that there's a demand for a reaction like that. Or if you want it to happen as soon as you get this video, well, in that case, you're going to have to go to my Patreon and Coffee account, because there is a specific tier at which, if you subscribe, you get to demand me to do K-pop reactions. Yeah, that's pretty nice, isn't it? So yeah, fun song. I do enjoy it. I love the impact. I love the energy. I love the anger that it gives off. It's great. And in terms of a rating, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. It genuinely is. But still, we have two more songs to check out. So without further ado, let's continue with the next song, SDL, in 3, 2, 1. When did you become a singer? What the hell? Okay, this sounds like old school BTS rapping, and I love that. Oh my god, this sounds like 2014 BTS, and I love it. Who the hell is singing with him? Is that IU again? I do appreciate whoever is singing with him. It's definitely spicing up the song. Also, it's kind of interesting to see him actually like sing. It's always fun for me to see members of groups do the opposite of what their position is. Like rappers sing and singers rap. Oh, this is really short. What the hell? Okay, so it definitely seems like some of my expectations about this album are actually kind of being confirmed. Because based on how I felt about the pre-release track featuring IU, I kind of started to expect and get the vibe that maybe Suga is going to be going for a little bit of a different direction with this particular comeback of his. And that he was going to try some different things compared to previous albums. And honestly, based on this song, it definitely kind of feels like it. Because I feel like in none of the other previous releases that he has done, has he done anything like this. Like, I don't really remember, and maybe there is a song that I'm just misremembering, and because I haven't really listened to the B-side or B-sides of his first and second mixtape much. I've only listened to like the data tracks and maybe a couple other songs out of those. But like, I feel like this is not a song that he would have done in those two mixtapes or albums or whatever you want to call them. It doesn't really fit with those. And I'm not 100% sure whether I like that fact or not, because based on the quality of the song itself, I think it's actually a pretty decent song. I think it's enjoyable, it's kind of wholesome. I enjoy seeing him, hearing him sing a little bit, because that's something you don't really do. We don't really experience that from him, with him being a rapper, and it's kind of fun and refreshing whenever idols kind of try the opposite of their position. So I enjoy it in that regard. And the rapping also kind of reminds me of old school BTS, so it gets a plus there as well. But overall, it's just kind of a departure from the style of music that I enjoy from Suga, so I'm not 100% sure whether I like the fact that he has gone in this kind of direction. Basically, objectively, this is a good song, and it's something like a 9.2 out of 10, but based more on my personal opinions. As much as I also appreciate how good it is, I don't really think it's gonna be a song that I'm gonna listen to whatsoever, because it's just too chill and too calm for me. I just enjoy far more the energetic or angry and in your face and impactful kind of songs far more than this. But again, it's still a pretty decent song. And like I said, a 9.2 out of 10. And we're clearly getting higher and higher and higher, which makes me really, really excited to check out the next song, because it also has a music video, that being the song Amygdala. So without further ado, let's get into Amygdala and see how I'm gonna feel about that one in 3, 2, 1. Potentially, I might check this one out a second time if it's good. I like the instrumental so far. Whoa! Okay, that kind of scared me too. What's with the multiple Sugas in all of these music videos, man? I really like this part of the song for sure. That's a cool shot. Hell yeah. Now that's my shit. This kind of edgy emo stuff, it's so my shit. I love it. Now this should have been the title track. Oh, I love this part so much, man. We're listening to this one a second time, for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why I think this should have been the title track. Because it's not only vastly different compared to Dechita, which I feel like it's one quality required for a title track, so as to not feel like you're doing the same thing but repackaged differently. This is very different from Dechita. It's practically a completely different style of song. And that's one of the good things that, like I said, is required in a title track. But other than that, it's it's just very impactful compared to the title track. It's far more interesting, it's far more emotional, it's far more relatable if you want to go with that as well compared to the title track. And it just kind of impacts me more. I find it more engaging because, like, the concept of the title track with the music video I'm talking about, it's kind of like generic, like gangster, Korean gangster stuff that I've seen in dozens of other music videos that I feel like it's been done to death. And it doesn't necessarily feel like there's anything added to that concept with that music video. And the song itself, like I've said, doesn't even lift a candle compared to Digita. It's nowhere near as fun, as varied, and all that jazz. Whereas this, it's so different, you can't even compare the two songs. And this, just like it, is very impactful, the concept is very interesting, the song is very emotional. Like, it's just what the title track should have been if you really wanted to go in a different direction, but still be like very impactful. And this also feels more along the lines of Suga's style of songwriting and rapping as well. Whereas in the title track, similarly to the music video, the rapping also kind of felt a little bit generic K-pop style rather than Suga style, you know? It, like, nothing about it felt particularly like, yeah, that's something Suga wrote, or yeah, that's the kind of way that Suga raps in. Whereas this feels distinguishably August D, if you want to go with that as well. Maybe it's just me kind of latching on to the edginess and emo vibes that I'm getting from it, which, if you saw my reaction to Jimin's debut, you know how much I enjoy that stuff. But I don't know, I just feel like this is more relatable, more impactful, more interesting. And like I said, if you want to go with that as well, a vastly different kind of song compared to Dechita, showing that Suga can do more than one style of title track. I'm definitely glad that this song got a music video because I definitely think it deserves it. And it's also like a very, very interesting music video, which kind of helps me gauge what the message of this song is. The vibe that I'm getting is somebody who is kind of trying to, I guess, fight off their fears or fight off their depression. More so, I kind of related it to depression because of that door that he's doing his best to crawl towards and get out of that empty darkness, empty void. So I definitely like that vibe as well. At one point, I feel like at this point it's probably like 2 years ago, I kind of came up with a couple of ideas for songs that I could at some point in the future, if I have the time or have the skills to at least write lyrics wise. And this reminds me a lot of one of the concepts that I had. Whereas for me, instead of Amygdala, the idea that I had was for a song called Anedonia, which was gonna be about talking about the experience of not being able to enjoy things that you were able to enjoy before, because that feeling of passion and excitement that you had for that thing is gone. And I'm not like a songwriter or anything. It's just something that I wanted to try to see if I can do, just like how I wanted to see whether I could write stories, and now I write rarely on Wattpad. But that also kind of makes me like this song as well, how similar the concept of this seems to be to my idea, if you want to go with that. So yeah, I'm definitely liking this one. At this point, I feel like it's very likely that out of the songs of this album so far, I'm gonna end up listening to this and the title track probably the most. But so far, it's honestly pretty decent. It's not like my favorite album or anything, and I personally prefer albums which are kind of like sticking to one team but doing different things with that team. And it doesn't really feel like this album is really doing that. It just feels like a random mishmash of completely different styles of songs. But again, I'm not a music maker or anything, so I don't know what's the best way to do it. I'm just talking about it from the experience of a listener. And this kind of like random songs thing is just not really that fun for me, so there's that as well. But yeah, getting back to the song, I really enjoy it. I honestly just want to listen to it again. So without further ado, let's get into Amygdala again before I say my final thoughts. In 3, 2, 1. Right off the bat, I just feel the vibe in like the instrumental with like the moody guitar that you get, and I instantly know that I'm gonna like it. I love it when I can feel it right off the bat, when a song is gonna be really good. This part repeats a little bit too many times in the song though, I will say that. I really like this part, man. I just now realized how much this song is structured like a power ballad, which is my favorite kind of ballad, so that might be a reason why I'm loving this song as well. The chorus in this verse is definitely the best part of the song for me. Oh my, I love the pre-chorus so much! Okay. Definitely in love with this one. Maybe I'm not necessarily showing it too much through my reaction, but I definitely love it quite a lot. Is it the best song of his? No, I don't think so. But it's the best song of this album so far, and based on the ratings that I've given the other songs so far, we gotta give this one a 10 out of 10, because it is the best, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay the best based on what I think the next 3 songs, the only 3 songs left of the album, are gonna be like. But this is gonna be it for this first part of the album reaction. We're gonna be checking out the other 3 songs in the next video, so if you wanna see that, stick around. But yeah, in general, I am curious, what do you guys think about this album so far? What do you think about all of these songs? Do you think it's better than his mixtapes? Do you think it's worse? Do you agree with me? Let's just have a discussion about it in the comments down below. So feel free to share your thoughts. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 4 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corvidet, and Andrew. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do any of that, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!